Hello, little man. Look at you. Are you the one recovering now?
Cappy, what if I want to sleep?
You don't get to anymore. This is Kepler's little nest now. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, you're a sweet kitty. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday. So one of the things I'm taking care of today is I need to go to Costco to pick up some groceries. Mal's still not feeling up to joining me on an adventure like that. So I'm going to go take care of that. And one of the other things I'm going to do is I'm going to return Mal's AirPod Pros. Not because they don't work, they do work, but Apple just released new AirPod Pros. Like they just released them. And they're actually pretty much the same as this generation. In fact, they're still called second gen, but the case has changed. It's no longer a lightning connector, it's a USB-C connector. They're a little more dust resistant, and they also have some features that correlate to the Apple Vision Pro. I don't really feel like we will get an Apple Vision Pro. That seems like one of those things, like maybe like several years down the line when they're a fraction of the cost, if the technology is still around and interesting. But the fact that you can get a USB-C connector is an improvement. Like, Apple is getting away from Lightning, and this would be something that we would have for a long time that would have Lightning. And because Costco's return policy is, we'll just take it back, man, for 90 days, and we got this like a month and a half ago, I'm going to take advantage of that. So I'm just going to say, hey, there's a new one that has a better connector. Can I just return this? And I suspect that they'll say yes. If they don't, then I guess Mal will still have this, but I suspect they'll take it back because Costco has an extremely good return policy. It's actually one of the reasons I wanted to get them at Costco. And when we bought them, they were on sale. They were $50 off, but the new ones are on sale already for the same price. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna use this opportunity to like swap them out since we bought it so close to the new release. Let's go on a Costco adventure. I had a bunch of stuff that I needed to get, and I got it. But more importantly, they took the AirPods back with no problem, and I already ordered the new ones. That's awesome. I love Costco. A short time later, and I have survived my trip to Costco. And I really do feel like I survived because, for whatever reason, on this Friday afternoon, it was packed. It was absolutely packed. I had a hard time finding a parking space, and I just thought that was unusual at 2 p.m. on a Friday. Is Friday a different day than the other days? I feel like most people should be at work, but it was very busy. So I got what I needed and I got out. And when I got home, I found that there was a very exciting package waiting for me, and that was this. This is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I decided to upgrade. I've been using the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which is what I'm shooting, the vlog on right now. I've been using that since it came out 3 years ago. It has been a wonderful phone. I've adored this phone. It's been wonderful, especially for the fact that for about the last 2 years, I've shot the vlog basically exclusively on the phone. And every time I share that, I always have someone in the comments that they're like, wait, what? Yeah, I've been shooting the vlog on an iPhone for like 2 years. The phone that I had before this was the 6S Plus, and like the quality was just not quite there yet. So it still made sense to use a more traditional camera. But starting with the 12 Pro Max, like it's such a night and day difference. Like the camera sensors got bigger, the camera lenses got better. There's like computational photography elements that got better. Like everything got better to the point where it just made more sense to just start using this. And it's so convenient to use a phone as a vlog camera because you always have it with you. And it's such a low profile. You can use a phone in public and people don't freak out. If you pull out a camera in public, people are kind of like, what are you doing? If you have a phone, people are like, hey, it's a phone. And that's helpful, honestly. So the reason that I've decided to upgrade this year, after kind of waiting to see what Apple does year after year, is that the upgrades, certainly from the 13 and the 14, are worthwhile. But the 15 especially this year is just, there's really good stuff. that they added into this phone. The headlining feature is that Apple changed over to USB-C. To be honest, they were probably planning to do that anyway, but also their hand was forced with the EU regulation. But that also is very, very good because the Pro phones have USB 3 speeds, 10 gigabits per second, which is 20 times faster than any other iPhone. And honestly, that probably doesn't mean much for anyone. I don't think that most people are hooking their phones up to their computers with a cable and pulling files off. I feel like most people basically never do that. But I do. I do it every single day. And because I'm shooting the vlog on the phone exclusively, I'm shooting like 20 to 30 gigs usually on average a day in footage. And pulling that off is time consuming. The fact that I can now just start doing it 20 times faster is huge. Over the course of a year, that will save me so much time. I'm very excited about that. The Pro models this year also have an extra physical button. I think they call it the action button. That's a really big deal. Being able to have a physical button is great, and mapping that to whatever you want the phone to do. I'll probably map that to whatever camera app I end up using. I typically shoot in Filmic Pro, but Blackmagic also just released an app that's free that I'd love to try. So I could map it to that. I hope that in the future, and I don't know, but I hope in the future they allow us to use that button in specific apps. Like if you have an app that's currently active, being able to hit the button to do something within the app, that would be great. That would be super, super cool. I don't know if that's something they'll consider, but that would be very, very helpful to have another physical button while you're filming things. That would be really cool. I would love that. Also, there's so many new video features too. I mean, like the camera sensor's got an upgrade. There's a new 5x telescopic lens, which is really, really neat. But there's also just like upgrades that I haven't been able to do in the 12 because they came out after that. So like in the 13, I believe they gave us the ability to shoot in ProRes, which is just a professional video format that has a lot more bit rate and it looks even nicer. They also gave us cinematic mode, which uses a depth map to artificially blur the background and has been getting better with each iPhone generation, and obviously is going to be the best it has been so far in the 15. Never been able to try that, so I'd love to try that. The big thing for me, aside from getting access to those finally, is that in the iPhone 15, we finally have access to shooting in ProRes log. And if you don't know what log is a video format that allows you to capture as much dynamic range as possible. Dynamic range is the difference between the brightest bright and the darkest dark in your image. And every video device, whether it's a camcorder or a phone or whatever, can only capture so much. There's only so much light that it can capture. And log basically takes that image and squeezes it in a little bit to try and capture even more brights and even more darks. And that is something that is very new for a phone, for the iPhone. And the fact that we have access to that, and in the process, it will allow you to turn off dynamic tone mapping, which is normally a good thing for the phone. Like it generally does a pretty good job, but sometimes dynamic tone mapping can like lead to like some plasticky looking skin, or it'll do like a weird like hot spot somewhere. Basically what the phone is doing is it's trying to adjust, because it only can capture so much dark and so much light. It's trying to adjust it on the fly, and it does a really good job, but like sometimes it gets it wrong. It's something that I have noticed in editing on the 12 Pro Max. I think folks sometimes will see something like that in an iPhone video and they're not exactly sure what it is. It's dynamic tone mapping. It's something that Apple has never allowed you to actually turn off. And for the most part, like I get it. They want the phone to be accessible to everyone. They don't want to give you too many options. And again, for the most part, it does a really, really good job of it. But when it gets it wrong, it's bad. And the fact that you can now shoot in log and just turn that off and turn off any of the sharpening that the phone does and allow you to control all of that yourself in post. That's huge. That's a very, very compelling feature. So all of these things combined, and then of course the phone's just more powerful, was like, yeah, this is the year. This is definitely the year. And interestingly enough, the phone that I got, the 12 Pro Max, when I got it 3 years ago, it was a very big year for like differentiating between the two Pro models, because there was the Pro and then there's the Pro Max, and usually it's just size that's different. But at the time, the 12 Pro Max was a pretty big difference because it had one of its cameras having a larger sensor, which is what I've always shot on whenever I've used the phone. I very rarely use like the ultra-wide camera, very rarely use the telescopic camera on the iPhone, and that's because the main camera has a much bigger sensor than the other one, so it just looks better. And in the last few years, as we build up to the iPhone 15, they've added larger and larger sensors to all of the cameras, so now they all look really, really good. But the 12 Pro Max was the only model that had that. The 12 Pro, which is what Mao has, didn't have the larger sensor. So the 12 Pro Max is kind of a very like unique unique phone, and the 15 Pro Max feels very similar because this also has a camera element that is different than the 15 Pro, and that's the 5x telescopic lens. So really looking forward to moving over to this phone, playing around with it. I don't have time to do that today because I've got too much other stuff going on. So tomorrow I'll probably do the transfer and start using the new phone. There will probably be coverage on the channel about the new phone and trying out the Blackmagic app and just playing around with some new phone stuff. I'm honestly over the moon about it. I still love using actual cameras. There is something that's very compelling about using an actual camera and having physical controls and doing all of that. But from a convenience standpoint, it's so much nicer to just have your phone. And now that the phone technology is so good, and it's so good, there's no reason to not just shoot the vlog on the phone. So I will continue to shoot the vlog on the phone. Neat. All right. Dan and Brandon are joining us tonight for Wheel of Fortune. I picked up some food at Costco, so I need to probably go ahead and put that in the oven. But tomorrow I'll deal with this. And if you're excited about the new phones and just where like phone technology is heading, definitely stay tuned because I'll be talking more about that in the coming weeks and months as I continue to test this out and try all the features, the ones that are new for the 15 and the ones that have been there for a few years that I just haven't had access to. Outside looks crazy.
Yeah.
There's a storm coming. It's a tropical storm, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a tropical storm coming tomorrow. Ophelia, and it's starting to occur. So it's, even though it's like 7 p.m., it's very ominous. It's got like hints of golden hour, but also a storm is coming. It's kind of wild looking. Anyway, we're having shepherd's pie. And I mentioned it earlier, but Dan and Brandon are joining in for Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
I'm very excited because I'm going to find out if whichever one of you are player 2 is going to experience bankruptcies all night.
You know, I'll fall on the player 2 sword.
Okay. If you get bankruptcies all night, then the game is broken and player 2 gets bankruptcies. If you don't, Haley is cursed.
Yeah. I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting no matter what.
Pristine bags of... Yeah, so it'll be like pristine bags and then also bags of blank. And they're not...
These are some pristine bags of luck.
Wait, wasn't that...
10 seconds remaining.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friday. I'm just kidding.
We did Wheel of Fortune. It was great. It was a lot of fun. There was some good guesses.
There are some bad guesses.
There were some bad guesses.
What? No, I don't think. What? No.
I mean, I
Yes.
guessed bad.
There were some bad guesses.
You did have some.
I guessed like ooh.
That could have been right.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. Mao even joined in for one of the
Yeah,
games.
I played the last game.
Yeah, that was fun.
How did you feel? Like, was it you were okay on like couch for that
I
long?
I was fine on couch that long. Laughing was a little hard,
Okay.
but
We were too damn funny.
We're very funny.
yeah. But I'm fine.
Good. That's good. Now we're outside just hanging out on the porch. It's
Yeah,
60 degrees.
We got some appy slices and
There is
caramel.
This is the caramel from the cake.
Yeah, Brandon birthday cake.
From the Brandon birthday cake.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's been chilling in the fridge so we can get a chance to use it up. There's I talked about it earlier, but there's a tropical storm
Ophelia.
moving through, and it's breezy. It's
a little-
very breezy.
It's a little weird not being able to super see. Like there are times where like you can see like some of the branches moving, but like
It's
it's
dark.
to like hear all the things but not see it. Is a little,
Yeah.
There's a lot of trees back there, and they're all moving a lot right now.
yeah,
If the lights are off, you can see a little bit better.
yeah.
Can I make it any brighter? A little bit. Yeah, it's every once in a while we'll come out here when there's a thunderstorm.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
great.
And that's very nice,
Yeah,
especially
that's cool.
because when the lights up, you'll just
Oh,
briefly
yeah.
see everything, and that's
Yeah.
kind of fun.
That's cool.
Maybe tomorrow.
Oh yeah, probably. Because like, how long will it take to?
The storm.
Yeah, do you know?
This is only the top part of it, so I think it's not supposed to be through till late, like 8 p.m. through.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's going to be kind of an all-day affair.
Okay. Well, hopefully we won't lose power,
Yeah.
but we won't know that till tomorrow. Okay. Well, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for watching. Let's meet back tomorrow.
Don't we? So and I.
That's just how he ends every day. Let's meet back tomorrow, don't we, Zonai? He didn't really know what he
Wait,
meant in
let's meet back
college,
tomorrow,
but he found a
Zonai.
difference.
Really grew into it when Zelda came out.
Yeah, it started making a lot more sense.